Hey guys, this is Christy. I know some of you guys have wondered how I clean my vegetables here, since especially you consider the water's contaminated, anything from a wet market is contaminated. You know, what do you do if you're in that situation? By no means is this a perfect strategy, but this is what I do to at least cut down on some of the germs. And I will give you a disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, I am not a nutritionist, I'm not a microbiologist or anything. My younger daughter, Anna, did come down with amoebic dysentery. Granted, she could have picked that up anywhere. That could have been from a restaurant, that could have been from, you know, a supermarket, or it could have been something that I failed to kill here. But either way, this is at least doing something. I'm not eating it just as it comes from the market. So anyways, without further ado, this is what I do. I get a large tub, like this is the biggest tub that I could find at the time, and I just stretch it out on a towel on the floor because obviously water's going to get everywhere. So I have scrubbed the bucket down with soap and just tap water. I do have running water. If you don't have running water, you probably want to get as large of a vat with a lid as possible and pre-boil some water, and then you can dump it into the vat, and that's what you use to like scoop your water out, and then you could pour it in and have that just be your water reservoir. Do try to boil as much as you can, filter, boil, whatever you have to do. I do have the advantage of running water, so that's what I'm using. The water is chlorinated, it is treated, but I just don't really trust it that much. So I've scrubbed it down with soap. Now I am going to pour in a kettle, a 2-liter kettle of boiling water, just to kind of rinse everything off, then I'll pour that out. All around the edges. Refill and reboil the kettle, and the process continues. Okay, now when it comes to actually washing the vegetables, there are several things that you can use. I personally use baking soda. You could also use about a 1/4 cup of vinegar. Go on the other side of the pH. I knew expats that did this. They would put a few drops of bleach into a vat of water, but just a few drops of bleach. That's probably not as safe for the chemical side of things, but it may be safe for the microbiology side of things. So I don't know, take it or leave it. So in goes the baking soda and a squirt of dish soap. And that's just going to be enough to help scrub down anything that could be there. And I do mean you want to scrub these down. Yay, basket is now washed with soap and water. Alright, so I just poured in about 5 gallons of water. And as you can see, there's a few bubbles in there. I'm going to swish it around a little bit to dissolve that baking soda. I also have my little helper here. Say hi, Charity.
Hi.
She's going to help me wash vegetables today, because how old are you?
4.
Awesome. Alright, I'm refilling my big pot of water. So the order that I like to do things in is, first, fruits and vegetables that you don't peel. Then, fruits and vegetables that you do peel. Then, leafy greens. And then, root crops. Or really dirty root crops like ginger, potatoes, things of that nature. So, it looks like I've got apples, tomatoes, and so they're just getting tossed right out of the bag. I don't save any of my market plastic bags just because I find they're really gross at times. Okay, what else is in here? Is that it? Yep. Okay. Yes, but we're not doing the cabbage yet, okay? So since I only have this much, I'm also going to go straight into step 2, which is the fruits that you peel. Our lovely vegetable seller always gives Charity and Anna oranges. So we are going to start. Alright, Charity, can you show them what to do? Let's pick up the apple or the tomato, either way. What do? We scrub it off. Scrub it off really well in the water. And then we got to rub inside the belly buttons. Scrub inside the belly buttons in the water. Good job. So yep, that's what we do. We swoosh them around. And then scrub inside the stems and the blossom edge the belly buttons, we call them. Scrub them off, and we put them into our basket. And Charity is such a good helper. She loves doing this with me, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's not perfect, but I figured it's at least killing a few germs. And I try to use only things that are food grade. And the idea here is you don't even have to rinse them. Can you say round 2?
Round 2.
Round 2 is leafy greens, and this is what we do for them. Pretty easy. I only have Napa cabbage, and I have no idea what this is called in English. The Lao call it pakatsom. It's a leafy green that's really good for stir frying or putting in soups. And this is baby celery. First we kind of scrub it off, we roll it around, we get off some of these ugly leaves. Only a couple of them because they're going to get ugly in the fridge too, but just take off some of those ones, and that right there is going to save a lot of effort with the germ killing. So we kind of sploosh it up inside if we can too. Roll it around, and then can you pick it up, Charity? Like that? Hold it tight, it's heavy, and shake him off. Shake, shake, shake. Oops. That's alright, baby. We'll shake it off. And try not to splash yourself. But then we put it in the basket like that, so it drains onto the towel. Then we do the same thing for these other leafy greens. Pick out some ugly ones. I'm going to go ahead and leave the rubber band on them. I realize that kind of constricts them a little bit more, but as long as you submerge and really scrub, I figure that the baking soda is getting in there and killing those germs. So just taking a few of them out. Okay, don't pull all my celery off, please, okay? Don't pull it all off. Sploosh it around. Hey, put it back in. You're doing great, but Mommy wants to make sure they get super squeaky clean, okay? We'll shake them off. Now, we got to splash them too, see? Just like that. Submerge in that water. And I know there's leaves everywhere. So that's okay. Alright guys, last but not least are my root crops. Just some onions and garlic. I didn't buy a whole lot this week. And the largest pumpkin I think I've ever seen here. This guy is humongous. So I'll be making pumpkin chili this week. And like I throw pumpkins in stir fry, or I roast them in my oven. So really good, really nutritious, good source of potassium, much better source of potassium than bananas. So that's what I do. And for these things, since you peel them, I really don't do that much with them. Kind of splash them around in the water a little bit, maybe rub the root ends. That's about it. And then they go over here, be put away. Sploosh them around, rub them down. Now this pumpkin, I'm going to have to do off screen because he probably weighs like 10 pounds, 10, 12 pounds. And I can't do that with one hand. Okay, now we're starting the cleaning process. And after I washed all the vegetables, I dumped the tub into the sink. You can see all the bubbles and like vegetable remains there. And then I mopped up the water that was on the floor with the dirty towel, put the towel in the dirty clothes. I have floor solution prepared to mop the floor as soon as I'm done. I'm taking a soapy dish rag and I'm just going to wipe down every area with soap that I touched or brushed up against. That includes the fridge. I'll go get the freezer while I'm at it, raw meat. Say hi, Nessie.